Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I thought I would come on and introduce myself properly, tell you a bit about myself and how I got onto YouTube. Anyway, I'm old, let's just say above 40 but below 45. I'm a single mum of two teenage boys. One will be 17 in January and the other is 14. My 14-year-old was diagnosed about 18 months ago with autism spectrum disorder, which they did say it would have been, in the old way that they used to classify it, would have been Asperger's. He also has social anxiety and depression. My eldest is doing okay. He just goes to school and does his thing. My youngest, with all his things that he's got going on, is homeschooled, or not technically not homeschooled. He does distance ed, which means that he's got teachers and everything, and I get all the work sent out to me. I've only been on my own with the boys for 3 years. That was after my husband, partner, whatever you want to call him. Yes, we were married. We were together from the time we were 16, decided one day that he wasn't happy and went to work and basically didn't come home. So you've heard me talk about my depression in my past videos. Now, he didn't cause the depression in the sense that when he left, I didn't get depressed because he left. I've had depression since I was about 16. I had it under control when he left, and when he left, I totally lost the plot. In the sense of just my thinking was not in a good place. But it's getting there now. With a lot of work with a psychologist and stuff, I'm getting there. And that was one of the reasons I joined YouTube and decided that I would get out there and make videos, join a community, or not join a community, become involved in a community that I found to be absolutely fantastic. I have found, since doing YouTube, the most lovely bunch of people, women, mainly women. I'm not going to exclude the men. I don't think I've got any male subscribers, but I'm not going to exclude the men. But it makes me wish that I lived closer to a lot of you, because you're also fantastic. You're warm, you're welcoming, and yeah, it's lifted my spirits, being part of such a great community. Sorry if I'm saying I'm a lot. I'm trying to think. Yeah, as I said, I've been on my own with the boys for 3 years, and we're loving life. In a roundabout way, my ex leaving was the best thing that could have happened to me. At the time, it didn't feel like it, but it's allowed me to become who I should be, not who he wanted me to be. I didn't realise, like, I'm not going to get into a great detail, but I didn't realise that I was in such a mentally and emotionally abusive relationship. You'll find that I watch nearly all of your videos. I may not comment, not because I don't want to, but because for many years, I'll say probably 15, 20 years, I was scared to say things, because if I said the wrong thing, there was always a repercussion. You know, not being spoken to for a few days, or being yelled at because I'd said the wrong thing and may have upset someone. Or so that is still an issue that I am working on. Is there's so many, I'd love to comment on so many of your videos, and I type it and then I doubt myself, so I delete it and just don't bother. So please don't think I'm rude for not posting comments on your videos. I find it very, very hard. This is very hard for me to do tonight, because I don't like who I am. I'm still learning to like who I am. I I tried to do this video a couple of days ago and I didn't like what I saw in the camera. But tonight I'm actually not... if you see me looking that way, more than that way, it's because I'm trying to look at the screen to make sure that I'm talking to you, but if I look straight at my screen, I'm looking that way. I know, doesn't make sense, but yeah. So anyway, I still do have a lot of issues, but crafting has been my saviour. I crafted when I was younger. I started crafting when I was about 12. Sewing. Back when I was 12, we're talking late 80s, early 90s. And all the I can remember all the like cottagey, gardeny stuff, like decorations were out, like the little wicker hats and that sort of stuff. I used to do the flowers around them, fill them with potpourri and that. Made Christmas tree decorations. I did all of that. I sewed stuff when my eldest son was like a newborn. I sewed all his rugs and all that. But I found as they got older, it became harder to craft. But I was also told, I don't want to make him sound bad, but I was also continually told, nearly continually told that, oh yeah, that's good. Like I'd do something and I'd show him and I'd be proud of it and I'd get, oh yeah, but you could have, yeah, or you should have. So basically I felt like I was being told what I did was not good enough. That is something else I'm really struggling with still, is believing in myself, believing in the crafts I produce, and knowing that I am good enough, what I do is good enough, is something I am learning. I'm learning to think like that. I am learning that I am talented in some things. Like, I'm not going to say I'm the best in the world, but I have got the ability to make things. I forget what else I was going to say. Oh, blank. Total blank. Total blank. Oh. What else could I tell you about me? Before kids, I was a childcare worker. I just did casual relief work. Had certificates. I'm halfway through my primary school teaching degree, but I had to give that up because I didn't have the support in the house. That was 5 years ago. I actually gave that up, which I look back on and I think I should have finished it. But at the end of the day, I wanted to become a teacher, but having my own kids at home, I wouldn't have gone anywhere and done anything with it until they were much older anyway. But yeah, 5 years ago, my son broke his leg. And now my eldest son is 16. He'll be 17 in January. He's well over 6 foot tall and a big boy. So even back then, he hasn't actually grown much in the last 5 years, thank goodness. But back then I was having to shower him and do all that, which was very difficult. So I gave up the schooling. I'm not sure. At the moment, I'm a full-time carer for my youngest son, just until I can get him back on track and get him back to school, hopefully, by the time he's in year 11. So that's 18 months. I don't know what I'm going to do when he goes back to school. I'll find something. You know, being with someone for so long, like almost 23 years with the one person I was, it's been very hard to learn to live on my own. Very hard. But I'm doing it. I have worked out my kids need me more than anything else at the moment, so that's where I'm at with that. Being single does not bother me anymore. Although sometimes I think at the end of the day it would be nice to have someone to, what do they call, like, what's the word I'm looking for? I know what word I'm looking for. I can't think of it. You know, just to let everything from the day out. To debrief. Debrief. That's the word I was looking for. At the end of the day, sometimes with the challenges I face, I'd like to have someone to debrief with, but that's not the way it is. So, yeah. Next week's going to be my weeks are always busy because I have my appointments. My son has his appointments. Fitting in, I go and help my mum sometimes. I'm a taxi for my eldest son. He likes to go down to my mum and dad's, which is a 20-minute drive away. But he's there tonight. He goes every Friday night, or nearly every Friday night. And then he'll come home tomorrow afternoon. I'll probably pick him up. But then he might decide on Sunday he wants to go back down there just to watch the football or the cricket or whatever. So I drive him down there, come home. Then when he decides he wants to come home, I go and pick him up again. So, yeah, I'm like a taxi driver for him. But I don't mind because he's not out on the streets. He's not doing stuff that I don't want him doing. He's at home. He loves painting. So he loves his art. He loves his sports. And he loves being with family. So that's a great thing. What else? So, yeah, next week's going to be busy. I don't know if you watched my last video or not. A week ago, we had a Jack Russell. He was 11 years old. We'd had him since he was 11 weeks old. And he had to be put to sleep. He had lymphoma. So I had choices I could make, but they would have been selfish choices, I feel, for myself and not for him. So we said goodbye to him. We actually had a very devastating weekend, last weekend. But we are going on Wednesday. I have promised the boys on Wednesday we will go and have a look at they're not pounds, animal shelters, and see if there's one there for us. I know I'm only sitting on 41 subbies. I keep going, 40, 41, 40, 41. But I'm thinking next week I might start my 50 subby challenge. I still am working on it. I don't want to start it yet because I haven't got the prizes. And I don't want to not have the prizes when I announce the challenge. It will be open to everybody, international, whatever. The prize package I will be sending to whoever wins. Yeah, postage is expensive, but hey, you pay the money to send it to me, I'll pay the money to send it to you. That's the way I look at it. Yeah, so they're the things I've got happening in my head for next week. I'm hoping everything goes to plan. I really am. I really am. There's not much else to say. I hope I haven't scared you away by showing you this ugly mug. But yeah, I will be doing a video when I get my new dog. Puppy. I still call my 11-year-old a puppy. And I'm hoping to start including, now the weather's getting better, like when I go on walks or even out in my backyard when I do some gardening, showing you some of that sort of stuff. So my overseas subscribers can see what Australia's my little bit of Australia's like. It's not very interesting, or it's not interesting to me, but it might be interesting to you. And, yeah, just show you how we do things, how we roll, as people say. Yeah, I am going to go now. I have still got challenge entries that I'm making and finishing off because I want to get them all sent out Tuesday. Well, it's payday, because if I wait to the following payday, they won't get there in time. So I think I've got about 3 or 4 that I've got to send out next week. Yeah, I've got Deb Hendrick, Deb Hulk, Christine Harris, That's 3. Oh, and Peggy Strong. I've got those 4 that are, and then I have got others written down, but they are the 4 that I'm working on all at once. Like, I don't do one thing at a time. No, I've got them all going at once, and they're all nearly finished, but I haven't finished them yet. So I've just got to finish all that off. I am having a go at making pocket letters. Never made a pocket letter in my life, but I'm having a go at it, and I'm actually enjoying it. I just hope that those that receive it like it. Okay, now I am going, because if my mouth doesn't zip it, I will be here talking to you for another 20 minutes. So anyway, I'm going to say goodbye. Oh, my hair. Yes, my hair's wet. I just got out of the shower. I actually got a hot shower tonight because my eldest isn't home, and I told my youngest he could wait till I've had a shower. I'm sick of having cold showers. Anyway, I'm going to say I hope you're healthy, happy, and having fun, and I'll catch you soon. Bye.